Hey, my YouTube family, how's everyone doing today? I've been kind of all over the place with my channel as of lately, and I had an epiphany that I really need to focus in on what the whole purpose of me starting this channel was. And that was to tell my life story, to talk about my health, to talk about living with multiple sclerosis since January of 2012. I started showing symptoms of it in 2011, but I got officially diagnosed January 2012. And it's been a big part of my life. And it's been my journey on here on YouTube started off to talk about and tell my story. And yeah, I've deviated a lot from it and made a lot of more random videos just talking about like points of view in my head. But ultimately, I want to get back to basics. So I've had this disease for 14 years, even though it kind of started appearing back in like summer of 2011. I had doctors misdiagnose me that entire year, telling me I had low blood sugar, telling me that they thought I just had ataxia, which is where your balance is just really thrown off. But I was having a lot of fatigue to the point that my legs would suddenly stop working. I couldn't walk anymore. I tried taking supplements and stuff, tried to do things for the like low blood sugar, eat more candy, anything to like get some sugar in your body. It wasn't working. Finally, around Christmas time of that year, I needed to go to the hospital. I literally couldn't even barely get out of bed. Like I couldn't walk any. Like the fatigue was just instant. But I didn't want to go to the hospital during the holidays. Who would want that? So I waited until right after New Year's Day, and I checked myself into the hospital, and I was there for probably 2 or 3 weeks, getting tons of blood work done, can't even tell you how many MRIs they did. They put me on high-dose corticosteroids through the IV for 5 days. My walking came back. Yeah, I had fatigue, but my walking came back. And then I got diagnosed. They told me, they were like immediately, this is multiple sclerosis. And I've heard that term before because on my mom's side of the family, I have several cousins who got diagnosed with it as well. And they say that it is hereditary, so I believe it because I'm one of the lucky ones in our family. It's been a battle throughout the years. Fatigue is a huge part of my MS. Everybody who has MS, it affects them differently. For me, it really affects my legs with fatigue and not being able to walk and my balance. But as I've gotten older, I started having tremors in my hands. You'll notice in some of my other videos, like I'll do eat with me videos and stuff, my hand is so shaky while I'm trying to eat. I can't help it. I can't control it. It's the multiple sclerosis. So I really wanted to talk about 3 years ago. I had the worst relapse of my life. Man, it took me out. I was bedbound. I could not get out of bed even to go to the bathroom. It was one of the most terrifying moments of my life. I have never had that major of a relapse. And y'all, I had to go on FMLA leave from work, and I had to extend it to the maximum 6 months. I just wasn't healing. I went to my neurologist. Instead of getting the IV corticosteroids because I couldn't afford it, he prescribed me the corticosteroids through tablet form as prednisone, which it works similarly, though not as rapid, and after doing it and using them, not as well either, which I now know, like, I probably could have recovered much faster if I had had the money to do the IV. Anyways, so just so you guys know, if you have the option for the IV corticosteroids, if you need them, do that versus the actual pill form. Anyways, so I was on medical leave for 6 months. And in those 6 months, I accumulated so much debt. I was having to charge everything to my credit cards, groceries, bills, rent, everything. Like, I was getting paid about $1,600 a month because my company thankfully pays us on FMLA leave for the whole 6 months if needed. But that $1,600 paid the car note and maybe like one bill. And so here I am 3 years later, still in debt, haven't been able to pay hardly anything of it off, because for as much as I'm paying out on those credit cards for the bills every month, I'm having to also use the credit cards sparingly for little purchases like little amounts of grocery or gas for the car. So I'm really not making any leeway on it, but I'm staying above float. That's all to say that while I was bedbound, I started doing a lot more research, because I was like, there's no way this is my life. There's no way this is going to be the end of my livelihood. There's no way. Like, I have to be able to get better. I have to. So I started getting more and more supplements, focusing heavily on like greens powders, and thinking, ooh, if I load up on these and load up on antioxidants, it's going to flush all that inflammation out of me. My body's going to bounce back. I'm going to be okay. It might have helped a little bit, but it was a slow recovery, and honestly, not a lot was changing. Then I found a few YouTubers who were vegan, and they were talking about this lady named Dr. Brooke Goldner, who cured her own lupus. And so I started looking up her videos, her Instagram, everything, and reading up on it. And not only is she able to cure her lupus, but she helps teach other people how to cure autoimmune diseases, period, not just lupus, whether it be multiple sclerosis, you name it. And she's doing it all with diet. She's doing it all by drinking these nutrient-rich, nutrient-dense smoothies that have a pound of greens in them, and you drink it every day. Her motto is a pound of greens a day truly keeps the doctor away. It's a lot, and it's also expensive, and I also don't make that kind of money where I can afford to keep doing it. So, at the very least, I started incorporating more greens. I started incorporating just more vegetables, period. And then I made the decision to just go vegan. One morning I woke up and I was like, that's it. I have to go vegan, and I have to do better and follow her protocol and stuff more. And I'll tell you, I started healing. I started recovering. I was able to get out of bed. After about 3 to 4 months, I was able to be out of bed and able to walk with the aid of my walker. I use a rollator, and I still to this day use the rollator. Like when we go shopping, or like we took a work trip to Vegas last year for James got it with his job, and I needed that rollator. I'm definitely not up to that level where I'm walking and able to do things without the assistance of my rollator. But I'm walking. I'm out of bed. My balance isn't great, and I get fatigued really quick. But I'm moving. I'm up. I'm walking. I'm living proof that you can reverse this, quick or slow, your choice, depending on if you're able to do the diet protocol of Dr. Brooke Goldner fully. I'm hoping that very soon I'll get monetized. I'll be able to afford it. And then I'm going so ham on that protocol. 2026 is the year I'm saying goodbye to multiple sclerosis once and for all. Like Dr. Brooke Goldner said goodbye to lupus. I know it works because a couple weeks ago, I had a little extra money. So I was able to do her smoothie plan for like 5 days straight. And I tell you guys, even just after like 5 days of doing a pound of spinach in my smoothie, oh my God, the difference it made in those 5 days. I was up, I was walking, I felt good. I felt so good. So I can only imagine if you keep that up, literally, I could say goodbye to multiple sclerosis. And that's my goal this year. So, all that to say, I was bedbound 3 years ago. And now I'm up and walking. Not great, but I'm up and walking. And every day I count that as the first blessing I am truly grateful and thankful for, that I'm most thankful for, as well as being able to breathe and being awake and alive, and to continue spreading my story and my knowledge to help other people out. I know there are so many others who have it even worse off than me with their autoimmune diseases. There's hope. There is. For me, that hope, and it's for me, this may not be for everybody else, it is my diet. And then second of all, and most importantly of all, honestly, is my faith. I stay prayed up all day, every day. My disease truly brought me closer to God and to my faith and my spirituality than I ever had been before. And then really focusing on my diet and taking care of myself, that makes all the difference for me. And I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that kind of influencer who's like, oh my God, you guys have to follow this. You got to do this. Like, it's the only way. Like, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's do this together. We got this. I'm here to just spread my story and to let you know what's working for me. And if you guys want to try it out, cool. But if there's something else working for you too, I'd love to hear it, because I can incorporate it too. I'll tell you though, like I said, I went vegan. I call myself the part-time vegan. And that's because I do what I call intuitive eating. I listen to my body. I'm so in tune with what my body is craving, what it's desiring, what it's going to think is what's best for it. Most days, I am 100% vegan, all day, plant-based, whole food plant-based. Of course, every day I can, I have a smoothie. Of course, every day I can, I'm all about eating salads and lots of vegetables. But every now and then, I'll wake up and I literally have a craving in my stomach for a meat. Sometimes I'll wake up literally, I can't explain it, and it's very random and it's not often, but I'll wake up craving like a strip of bacon. Or I'll wake up craving like a little bit of red meat. And I listen to my body. So either my body's telling me I need some creatine, or with the strip of bacon, the fats in bacon have a lot of really good enzymes and small nutrients. I'm not ever going to be that person who tells people like, oh, how dare you shouldn't eat meat, or how dare you not be plant-based, and blah, blah, blah. I try to be, and I love being mostly plant-based. But like I said, I listen to my body. Sometimes it's literally craving it, and I take that to mean there's something in that craving that my body needs, that is missing for that day, for that moment. So I'm not hard on myself, and I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I listen to my body. One thing my body never craves, and I am dairy free. The only thing is every now and then maybe I'll have some butter on a piece of gluten-free bread, but like absolutely no milk. I don't like cheese. I don't mess with those. If I do yogurt, I get like the coconut milk or the almond milk yogurts. Dairy is so inflammatory for the body. I get it. But every now and then I do, like, I love the taste of butter, and I get the good grass-fed European French butter. Butter makes life better. But I'm not eating it every day. I'm not eating it a lot. All that to say, yet again, diet to me has been my saving grace, and to me is the cure for this autoimmune disease that I suffer from. And I truly believe that it is our Western diet that really helps trigger the autoimmune disease. It's in my body. The recipe for that autoimmune disease is there, and I fed it all the ingredients it needed to activate. So I'm going to have to feed it all the ingredients it needs to deactivate and say goodbye to it. And I'm working on it. And I get better almost every day. If I'm not doing well and following, like, being plant-based or getting a good amount of nutrition in every day, getting my omegas every day, I'll notice a decline, but it'll bounce right back as soon as I hop back on a smoothie full of cruciferous vegetables and omega-3s. So, I went from bedbound 3 years ago to being able to walk today. And this year, I want to be able to walk my neighborhood and not be fatigued. I can't even walk down the whole street, y'all. It's going to be my goal this year, though. I see so many people out walking the neighborhood. We have a lot of like really cool nature trails and stuff in my neighborhood. I want to be one of the people that's out there walking the neighborhood too. And I'm going to be. 2026, it's going to be the year that we get out of debt and that we say goodbye to multiple sclerosis, and just everything changes. The purpose of my channel is to tell my story, to talk about multiple sclerosis, to document this journey, and to also spread faith and love and hope. I truly believe in leading with kindness. And I love you all so very much. And drop me some love below. Let me know what you're doing for your health, or if you have an autoimmune disease and everything. I want to hear it. We can uplift each other and encourage each other.